I'm Molly.
I'm Julie,
And I'm Jen.
and welcome to Folks Forever, a Lois and Clark rewatch podcast.
We're three fans who've been loving LNC since 1993.
Each week we'll recap one episode and talk about at least one LNC related topic.
If you would like to learn more about who we are, how we became folks, and or how we became friends, check out our intro episode.
Today we're going to be discussing Season 1, Episode 13, Witness. Witness aired as Episode 13, but it was filmed as Episode 11, which we talked about a few episodes ago. Does it matter? We're going to talk about that. We also have a special report on the official Lois and Clark Trading Cards. Witness first aired on January 9th, 1994. To paint you a picture of the time, here are some of the folks you might have seen on the covers of magazines that month. Recently departed actress Audrey Hepburn was on the cover of Life. Luke Perry graced the cover of 17. Entertainment Weekly had Daniel Day-Lewis, the cast of Deep Space Nine, and Liam Neeson. On the cover of People, we had Tracy Gold, Nancy Kerrigan, and a montage of River Phoenix, Christina Applegate, and Shannon Doherty, the wild children of Hollywood. Uma Thurman was on the cover of Vogue in the UK. And on the cover of Disney Adventures, you had none other than extreme badass Jafar. The Aladdin cartoon series was just a few weeks away from its premiere episode.
Gottwanger, woo!
You all know why Nancy Kerrigan was on the cover?
Oh yeah.
Oh
well,
my.
That was happening.
Tanya Harding. We know a lot about that, don't we, Molly? Because we were
She
Tanya
was our
Harding.
hometown hero until that happened.
Oh, that was in the news for a while. That was crazy. I thought it was funny that you were going to talk about magazines because in this episode you can see a bunch of magazines in the background of that one scene. You can see
Yeah.
I saw Liam Neeson on the cover of GQ. I saw Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts, Seinfeld. Who else did I see? Michael Jordan, I think, was there.
Yes. Every LNC episode had a title. Sometimes the titles are a play on words or a reference to an old movie or song. Witness is most likely a reference to the 1985 film by the same name, starring Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis. Similarities between this episode and that movie include someone witnesses a murder while in a bathroom. The murderer doesn't know the witness is there, but finds out later, and they try to kill the witness. And then someone comes along to protect the witness from harm. And that's it. And similarities. Julie, do you have any memories of your first time seeing this episode?
I was remembering something really strange last night when I was thinking about it. The only thing I really remember as a 13-year-old sitting down watching it was that it was kind of a Christmas episode, even though they never mentioned it. There was so much Christmas in the background. I specifically remember thinking, where's the snow? Like, if it's Christmas, it should be snowy. On TV, you see Christmas and you see snow, but there was no snow. I mean, I get it now as an adult, but...
I don't remember a lot other than there's the scene where Clark gives Lois some CPR. And also the end scene I remember after it aired, that was just enough to keep me going for the next week. It was like dangling a little candy in front of me. I was like, oh, let's go, keep going. I was there for it, so that's all.
So for me, like with All Shook Up, Witness is one of the first season episodes that I had on tape for a long time. And like with All Shook Up, I didn't have the complete episode because when we recorded Witness, the VCR, the tape ran out of space at the very end with like 2 minutes to go. So for years, whenever I would watch the episode, it would be Lois and Kat having their little conversation. Kat would say, Lois, and the tape would start rewinding.
Oh, no.
Before we get into our more detailed discussion of Witness, we'll be giving our own summaries in 16 words or less. And today we start with Julie.
My summary is, what does Viagra, the ozone layer, and the rainforest have in common? I still don't know.
Mine is Lois witnesses a murder so Clark can be her bodyguard. Oh, and there's some CPR.
Mine is Lois escapes being murdered multiple times. The rainforest escapes it once. Elliot Gould, not so lucky.
Oh,
Aww.
he did.
So, our guest stars for this episode, we have Charlie Dell, played Dr. Hubert. He is best known for Liar Liar, Bubble Boy, and She's All That. Richard Belzer, we've kind of covered him before. He's Inspector Henderson. Claudette Nevins played Barbara Trevino. She was in Sleeping with the Enemy and Jag. We also have Brian George, played Mr. Krasuski. I love him. He did a lot of like voiceover work, voice acting. Batman the Killing Joke, Keeping the Faith, Ghost World. These are all not necessarily voiceovers, but also 16 episodes of The Big Bang Theory. And he comes back in season 4, The Family Hour. These are his only 2 appearances. So this one and then the very last episode. We have William Mesnick, played Sebastian Finn. He was in Batman Forever, Veronica's Closet, and The Next Best Thing. Phil Mickelson played Phil Mickelson. He has a whole 3 credits to his name. Other than LNC, he's done Tin Cup and Entourage. Apparently, he's a golfer. I did not know that until this episode because I had to look this up. I didn't know he was a famous golfer watching the show. I just thought he was some
Bad
golfer.
actor?
Like,
Just random
yeah,
bad actor.
a real bad
Actor.
actor. Yeah. Sorry, Phil Mickelson. You're great at golfing, I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe you're not. You probably are. Elliot Gold played Vincent Winninger. He was on MASH, Bob and Carol, and Ted and Alice, Ocean's 11 and 12 and 13. Our last but not least guest star is Hal Sparks. He played the skateboard guy. He's best known for Queer as Folk.
I would like to just do a special mention of the 3 kids who appear in the career day scene. Even though they have very small roles, they were all pretty busy child actors at the time. The girl, Megan Parlin, was on some Saturday morning show. I think it was Hang Time. Ahmad Stoner, one of the kids in Hook, and Bradley Pierce, Chip from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, no way. That's cool. That's awesome.
Let's get into the episode. Lois and Clark are hitting golf balls at the driving range. Lois has clearly done this before, which causes me to think that she's probably invited him along, which is sweet if you think of it in that way. Clark is struggling, however, barely hitting it 50 feet. But what I'm struggling with is just how blindingly bright his red shirt is. Holy cow. I remember seeing it the first time and thinking, what the heck? My eyes. What
Yeah.
is happening? It's very Friends Phoebe. My eyes. Why is it so bright?
It's not a good color on him either. I wrote that down in my notes. I was
No.
like, sorry, but that's not good.
It's not good.
Which is weird because he's Superman, but okay. A little bright.
Not that much red.
And he's wearing a blue collared shirt too under it. So maybe stay away from those colors.
His outfit kind of supports my theory from an earlier episode that all of these weird pre-credit Clark playing sports sequences are his weird dreams and did not really happen because A, Phil Mickelson, B, Clark using his powers in front of people blatantly. But I also want it to be real because it is cute that they went onto the driving range.
Yeah. And Lois's hair was adorable, tucked back behind her ears and her little cute outfit. I mean, like, it wasn't a super cute outfit, but it was cute. The whole look that she
It's
had going was
cute.
very cute. Because they were kind of on, it wasn't a date, but it was kind of a date because they weren't working. So.
Exactly. That's why I think it's cute. So Lois runs out of balls and goes to get a new bucket. Clark is clearly frustrated that he sucks at golf and starts watching the guy next to him, which just so happens to be U.S. pro golfer Phil Mickelson. What luck. Phil starts to give him some tips, and after a few fails, Clark hits one out into space. Then he happily leaves, just abandoning Lois. She just went for more balls. She's not ready to leave yet. What the heck? She's gonna come back and be like, hello? Where'd he go?
And this is now our second item that is out in space that Clark sent out there himself
Oh.
that I know of. The first was
no.
the rock he kicks up there in the pilot.
Yes,
Oh.
that is true. The next day at the Daily Planet, Lois is gathering her things to leave. We hear that she has an interview with Vincent Winninger, an eccentric scientist slash notorious womanizer, hence why she has worn a business suit that is a bit more provocative than usual. Kat overhears what's going on and just has to throw in a dig, commenting,
Well, that explains the vain attempt to look sexy.
Poor Lois.
I know, ouch.
All it is like
Poor
a
Lois.
normal outfit, but it's got like lace peeking through by her chest. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the sexy part.
It's very
Yeah.
low.
It's low, but it's not like if the lace wasn't there, I don't think it would look that inappropriate. It's not like it's a cat.
It's not bad, no. It is definitely lower than typical, but it is the lace that's
The-
showing that. Yeah.
The lace is a little suggestive, though. It makes you think things like, oh, there's this underneath it, and that's where she gets into trouble.
Yes. Clark takes a look at her outfit, checks her out up and down, stops her, shocked that she might be planning to exploit her femininity for a story. I love her response.
You bet.
Yes, of course she's going to do that. I would just like to quickly note that I do have the newspaper that he's holding in the scene, and that always makes me so happy when I see them.
Aw,
Yay.
that's awesome.
And also, what was Jimmy drinking? He was drinking some bright orange drink, like carrot juice or something. Because he takes
I
a
didn't notice
sip
that.
and he makes this face like bleh. Like, what is it? Where did you get this?
Carrot juice.
Out on the street, a woman waits for someone at a magazine stand. We don't yet know who this person is, but she must be someone of importance because her face is on one of these magazines, followed by, "Can she save the rainforest?" A man shows up and she discloses that Winninger called her, threatening to go public with proof of what we don't yet know that would ultimately stop her from taking over the consortium. This would cause them to lose out on a billion-dollar business opportunity, and she's not going to let that happen. She wants him dead and all of his proof stolen. I like her little quote of, "Erase him." That was nice.
She's evil.
Yeah, she's talking to someone named Edmund. Or is
Yes.
she?
I'm
Mhm.
still confused on who Edmund is. I didn't know if I should bring this up now or
Go
the
ahead.
end.
Go ahead.
Who is Edmund? I always thought it was Mr. Makeup,
It is.
but is it?
His name, I own a copy of the script as well. I don't know if we have the same copy, but in the script, Sebastian Finn's name was Edmund Finn. And I always thought
Oh.
that they changed it to Sebastian so it'd be like more memorable or more unusual name, so that Lois would be like, I don't know. But they
didn't
kept
catch
it in
that.
where she's talking to Edmund and she uses Edmund's name at the beginning. Urgh.
Yeah,
just
I
makes-
didn't
it
catch
just-
that in the script, but I was not looking at that either. But I was like, who
Okay.
the heck is Edmund?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
what is
supposed to be-
happening?
It's the same guy. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a goof then.
Oh,
Yeah, totally.
yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right, then we're going to cut to Whittinger's study. Lois is looking at all of these random framed photos on his wall. She comments on one, impressed that it's him and Frank Sinatra, except no, it's not. It's some guy named Sebastian Finn, or Edmund, or whoever.
Mr.
Or
Makeup.
Mr. Makeup, as they called him in their theater group. This guy could make himself look like anyone. That is some serious talent. She then sees a photo of Barbara Trevino. Hey, it's the woman from the newsstand. We learn that she's about to become the chairperson of the Rainforest Consortium, and that's the entire reason Winninger wanted to talk to Lois. They both take a seat on the couch. He shows off his diaries and notebooks from his time living in the Amazon, and he asks Lois,
How do you feel about increased male potency?
Lois thinks he's coming on to her and wants to get back to business. He says he is. Lois is confused, as was I as a little 13-year-old watching this. Not a clue what they were talking about. Obviously, I now know they're basically talking about Viagra.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says that Barbara Trevino is going to destroy the ozone layer and their chance at that Viagra. He hands her the notebook and offers her tea, which she quickly dismisses. He pours it anyway, purposely spilling it on her, so he has an excuse to touch her. What a creep.
Yeah.
Again, he already
Yeah.
touched her knee earlier.
Yes. Ew.
Ugh.
No.
Yeah.
In the script, it said that he was going to spill it on her blouse, but in the episode, he spills it on her lap.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
I'm wondering
Both are
if it
dicks.
changed because Teri was like, yeah, no.
Get away
We're
from
going
my
with that.
spectacular chest.
Nah.
Yeah.
They're real and they're spectacular, and no. Ross's
And not
dad's
for
not going to
you.
be touching me there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
She gets up to clean herself up in the bathroom, taking the notebook along with her. While she's in there, someone shows up, shoots Winninger, steals his diaries, and then goes into the bathroom to clean himself up. Lois hides behind the door terrified until he leaves. Though at one point, the killer had only taken a few steps from her, and she decides to say out loud, "Superman, where are you when I need you?" Shut up, Lois. The killer is right there. Good grief. What the heck? Not smart. Not smart at all. Ironically, we cut to Superman at an elementary school career day. He states that
It's like I can sense when someone's in trouble. It goes beyond my superpowers. It's almost psychic.
not
No,
so
you
sure
can't.
if that's true, considering Lois is in some pretty serious shit right now, and he has no idea.
Also, I mean, bless Superman, but A, what kind of career day invites Superman? As if the children are gonna maybe aspire to be Superman when they grow up.
Yeah.
And also, Clark, aren't you on the clock at the Daily Planet right now? Is this what the?
That's a good point. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those poor other guys are just sitting there, just bored. Like, nobody's
Yeah,
asking them any
the
questions.
doctor
The
came
kids
all the
don't
way-
care.
And the most,
Yeah, but
their outfits are the most stereotypical outfits that you could come up with. Like there was the nurse with the hat that's like a triangular, yeah.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
actually wears that even in the 90s? I'm sorry. That
In
was
Like having a
movie, they
doctor with
do.
that reflective
this-
circle on his forehead.
Yeah.
and a construction worker with all of like the hat and the I feel like in real
Yeah.
life people would show up with maybe one thing, like a vest. Like, yeah, hey, or a tool belt. It's like Halloween.
But I
On
mean,
display.
typically career day is like the parents. And we have Superman
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like Molly said, you can't be Superman.
You can't like develop powers and I think I'll be,
Why is he at
I'll be
career
Superman
day?
when I grow up. Yeah.
But we do get the Batman reference, which I like.
Maybe you could make a deal with 911.
Or maybe they could shine a light in the sky so you know when you need it.
That's really stupid.
I know. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I do like that the teacher is also like, does anybody have any questions for these other guys that are just sitting here bored out of their mind? And the one girl stands up like, I do. No, you don't. Sit back down. She just wants to know if Superman has a girlfriend.
She was
That's not a question.
She was there to represent a portion of the
Us.
population. I indicate us as
Us. Yeah.
for
Yes.
fellow 13-year-old girls at the time. She was there represented. It's a ridiculous scene, and yet appreciate some of this, you know?
I do like his little smile though, as we fade away. He's just like grinning.
Yeah, does Superman have a girlfriend?
Hmm.
I mean, they have kissed in public. He does like her. Back to Lois.
She's about to die.
Oh no.
Oh no. What's gonna happen?
Cut back to Lois, who he should know about because apparently he's psychic. So the killer leaves. She comes out of the bathroom and she calls 911 to report the murder. Dun dun dun. Back at the planet, Perry, Jimmy, and Clark are all gathered at Lois's desk, pretty much tearing apart her story that is on her monitor. Perry says that he can't publish it because she has no proof without the diaries. She pulls out the notebook and mentions she does have that, but that it's in Greek. Perry gives it to Jimmy to figure out and get it translated. Jimmy gets all the fun jobs, doesn't he? That's a job
yeah.
nobody wants. Here,
Yeah.
go translate
Jimmy.
this. Clark and Jimmy chime in that her story is really reading like she was there and that she should be more careful. The story is revised a bit, but she is super annoyed that everybody keeps touching her monitor with their gross fingers. She stands up, grabs a spray bottle, and cleans it off.
Wait, is that why? Did she? Because I wondered, what the heck is she doing spraying her monitor? That's funny.
She says she's going back to Winninger's and Clark wants to come along.
I just spent 5 hours with the police, and they didn't mention me needing a bodyguard. And if I did need one, and I mean this in the nicest way, it would not be my first choice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the important thing here, I think, is, I mean, this is what sets off sort of the plot, right? Is that Lois has written this story where she says something to the effect of, right before he died, Vincent Winninger did this. And when the story comes out, they're afraid that the killer will recognize that Lois must have been there, which blows my mind that
Yeah.
they would even publish this story.
Yeah.
They could do a story on like Vincent Winninger's life. He's dead now. He's been murdered. The police don't know who did it. But here's what he did before that. Like he was a scientist, blah, blah, blah. She could have written that story. It's just so strange that they even let a story like this get out there. But if it didn't, we wouldn't have an episode, so.
True.
Exactly. Out in front of the planet, Clark runs after Lois, bumping into her as she stops. She is annoyed that he's tagging along, but she concedes. Just then, as they're waiting to cross the street, a skateboarder trips, bumps into her, and throws her basically straight into traffic. Clark grabs her and tosses her back onto the sidewalk so she doesn't get flattened by the semi. He then grabs the poor skateboarder kid, lifts him into the air, and says, "Who sent you?" Lois reminds him that her story isn't even out yet. Chill, dude. Let the poor kid go. I like his lay off the amino acids.
I know, that was funny.
It wasn't just any traffic, you guys.
Was it a bus?
It was murderous truck number 3 coming right at Lois. This is the 3rd episode with murderous trucks, and I am concerned. I am concerned for the people of Metropolis.
Metropolis is under attack by trucks.
And
Killer
buses.
trucks.
Yes, don't forget
And
the
buses,
pilot,
yeah.
but
True. Back at Winninger's, or the crime scene, Lois is showing Clark the photos on the wall. Now, why exactly did she take one off of the wall? I don't know. But Inspector Henderson notices and makes a comment. Did I mention don't touch anything, Lois? I love her response of, moi?
And she throws it behind her back.
She hides it behind her back and has this cute little grin. She then sees a man speaking with the inspector and recognizes him as the killer and calls him out. But no, he's got a pretty solid alibi. His name is Dr. Hubert, Winninger's associate, and he was in Washington, D.C. with the vice president when the murder happened. Lois is confused. That's a pretty good alibi.
Yeah.
yeah. Now, we also saw the killer at the beginning, and we see this guy now, and they're the same guy. I mean, essentially, they look exactly the same. It's like this bald-headed little short guy with a very
With bow
distinct
tie.
face, bow tie look.
Bow tie.
Like we know Lois isn't nuts. We've seen what she's seen, and that's strange. This isn't the killer, but do you have a twin brother or?
Interesting. So then we cut to Mr. Makeup reading Lois's story in The Planet. The headline reads, "Winninger threat leads to murder." Perry let that go? I mean, Then we see a full-on makeup montage with fake rubber nose, glue, a wig, etc. Once he's all done and has a brand new face, he grabs his gun and we fade out.
I timed this scene. This whole Mr. Makeup scene is 1 minute and 16 seconds long,
Oh,
and I hate it.
yeah.
It's a minute
I
and
hate-
15 seconds too long.
It's like,
When I think of this episode, and then I think forward to a season or two where Joey from Full House comes on and he also does makeup. I don't remember
Yeah.
the storyline about that one, but I get this one and that one kind of confused sometimes, for what it's worth.
They're very similar. Yeah.
Very
They're very similar.
Okay, so Lois and Clark are now walking to her apartment. You can see tiny glimpses of Christmas in the decorations along the street, but it's not super overpowering. Like Julie said, there's no snow. Lois and Clark are discussing the fact that Lois had made a mistake in identifying the killer and asking questions about what she actually saw happen in the bathroom. Lois dismisses Clark and says thanks and that she's home. Clark says, "Oh, wait, not yet. When I walk a woman home, she gets door-to-door service," which I thought was cute. Lois kind of just giggles and maybe was about to brush Clark off, but Clark notices a motorcycle backfire, as well as a guy in a wheelchair who points a gun at her. Clark pushes her down and catches the bullets in his hand, while the guy in the wheelchair does this real weird spin thing because Clark blows him with his super breath. I don't know. I don't know why he blew the guy around, but whatever.
Because it's funny.
It is funny, but why doesn't he go catch the dude? Just go get him.
Just grab
Fast.
him.
Right? Like, just run over there.
Yeah. What was
Grab him.
happening in the writer's room? Or like, bad guy tries to shoot Lois. What should Clark do to him? Well, you said he's in a wheelchair, right?
He can spin.
Oh, this would be funny. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
why a wheelchair? That's not a very quick getaway if you're going to shoot
Mhm.
somebody.
I don't think this Mr. Makeup makes very many good decisions for a
Yeah.
supposed hitman with a series of, or a history of being a successful hitman. As Jimmy says later, this man is a terrible at his job.
He's
Probably
he's not
time
so
for him
good.
to retire.
That's so
Yeah.
good. No.
So Lois tries to get up. She's annoyed, but Clark yells, "Stay down." And he walks over to the chair and he walks over to the chair. Kind of, I mean, I guess maybe does a fast walk over to the chair and the guy is gone. Lois comes over and scolds him and Clark snaps back, telling her someone just tried to kill her. Lois wonders what Clark is hiding in his hands, and Clark puts them behind his back and then he empties his hands to prove that he doesn't just catch bullets, and they're like not bullet shells anymore, they're just dust. He must have squished them or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
how.
squished.
Okay.
How did
well,
she not see that, though? How did she not see it?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. Sure.
So, yeah. Clark says, "Maybe I better stay with you tonight." And Lois responds, "Nice try, Kent." Oh, I love it. Finally, they're at Lois's door, and Lois is telling Clark that what he heard was a motorcycle backfiring and asks why anyone would want to kill her. Gee, I don't know. You're a reporter.
Yeah.
who put away a lot of people. Maybe it does it have to do with this episode? It could be anything, right?
Depends on the hour.
Yeah. Is it this Sunday or last Sunday or the Sunday before that? So Clark is adamant that someone tried to kill her today, twice. Lois admits that Clark saved her life today, but that was earlier, not now.
So what you're saying is you saved my life twice today.
Yes.
Do you know the odds against that?
Who cares about the odds?
Clark.
What?
Goodbye.
And their whole interaction, it's so cute. The back and forth, their faces are so dang close. Oh my God, this part is so cute. It's feeling very flirty. And you can tell that Clark cares, and I think Lois is kind of attracted to the fact that he cares about her well-being. But she's also slightly annoyed. So she's like, "Clark," and she goes, "Goodbye." And she closes the door in his face. Poor Clark.
This scene right here where she basically closes the door on him and you can hear the locks happening behind it. Just hang on to that moment for about 5 minutes. Because it pays off.
Oh,
in a
really?
Yeah.
Really?
No,
I didn't
yeah,
notice.
just
Okay.
keep going. Just keep going.
Cool.
I'll
This
tell
is,
you when.
I didn't notice this. Okay, cool. So Lois is in her apartment now and chopping stuff in the kitchen. Her hair, I have to mention her hair, is pulled back into a slick little pony, and she's wearing this cute button-up shirt that she's tied in a knot at her waist. So she hears things outside, and she starts to get a little bit nervous. And she grabs her red phone, Julie, and she tries to call Clark, but he doesn't answer. And she's like, I'm in my head. I gotta stop this. So she admits that she's paranoid, and then she walks over to the window and sees Superman and invites him in. Superman asks Lois to guess why he is there. Lois believes Clark told him what's going on. So he doesn't have to lie. He made Lois come up with his excuse this time, which is a little bit sneaky. So he didn't actually have to like, I'm lying, with his mouth. She did it for him. I know. But he also says yes, so he agreed to it. So kind of a lie. Superman wanted to feel. Hang on. Rewind.
Superman wanted to feel what, Jen?
Yeah, what was he gonna feel?
Where was I going with this? Hello. He's becoming Dr. Winninger. Tea.
Would you like some tea?
Would you like some tea? Okay. Lois mentions that if she needed a bodyguard, Superman is not exactly inconspicuous if he was going to go for the undercover look. And Superman says, that's why I need you to let Clark keep you company. So Lois invites Superman in for dinner, but he explains that he has to run errands, which he does not need to do because Clark comes to watch over Lois, but liar.
But he also says that he'll come back. Why did he say he was going to come back?
So she would maybe not be scared. And he maybe he meant I'm going to come back and just be floating above. You can just know that I'm here.
I guess.
Or maybe he let it slip that, I'm going to come back, but as Clark.
Yeah.
It was maybe it was a
mistake.
Yeah.
So don't get her hopes up that he's coming back, and he never does.
Oh,
that's true. Well, anyway, Superman also mentions Lois's story, and she's taken aback that he actually reads her work. But she's on cloud 9, and she admits, as he leaves, she closes the door and she goes, he reads my work, which is a super big turn on for her.
So here's where the payoff is because she thinks Superman's going to go back out the window. She gets the curtains ready for him to fly back out, and Superman walks over to her door and unlocks her doors and goes out as if to say, you didn't let me in before, but this time I will use your door. I don't know. There's just something about it which is Clark making a power move for his own
okay, yeah.
Not that she would know. He's not doing it for, to show her or anything. It's just I don't know. It's just funny to me.
But it's also weird because he comes in the window to be inconspicuous, but then leaves from her door. What?
I just think he really wanted to walk through her door, and he was like, I'm going to do it. Dang it.
He's so weird.
It's just weird.
He's so weird. He's very weird. So then we see Clark reading her work or a newspaper right outside of Lois's apartment. Why doesn't he knock on her door and be like, hey, I'm right outside? Because at this point, Superman has said maybe Clark should be the one to watch over you. And I feel like she didn't disagree.
I don't think he wanted to hear arguments anymore. He was just going to stay no matter what. He's just going to camp out there all night long, being the sweet man he is. It's adorable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does the right thing here, just chilling, giving her space.
Okay, that's good. Back at the planet, Jimmy is sucking up to Perry. Perry admits that he's not a fan of it. Jimmy starts explaining Winninger's notebook and that it has some scientific formula as well as a map of the Brazilian rainforest. Perry asks what the formula is about and what does the Brazilian rainforest have to do with Barbara Trevino. They are both completely stumped, and to be honest, so am I. My eyes are glazing over at this point. Perry directs Jimmy to give the info to Lois. So now Clark is waiting outside of Lois's apartment at 6 o'clock when Lois's alarm goes off.
It's the Metro Radio radio morning show. Ladies and gentlemen, king of the airways, Harold Stein.
All right, very good, very good. This is Harold Stein. I am king of the airways, and at my right is my queen, Rowena.
Did you guys notice that she's sleeping with that little mouse bear thing that Clark won her in Green Green Globe Home?
Bear mouse. It's a
Last
mouse.
appearance.
It's a mouse.
I still say it's a bear. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
the
that's true.
bear thing won, or I know the mouse thing won, but I still say it's a bear. But it's really cute because snuggled up to it.
It's a mouse.
Yeah, she's totally, yeah, she's hugging it in bed. And then when she gets out of bed, she like kindly like sets it up on the bed. It's so cute.
She gets up and she goes over and brushes her teeth. And are we counting the number of times that teeth get brushed in this show? Because it's kind of a lot.
We haven't been officially counting. We know it's a lot. Yeah.
It is a lot. The water pressure is awful. So we then see Mr. Trzaskowski mumbling as he walks out of the building complaining, passing Clark on the steps. Lois goes over to her fridge to use bottled water to finish up and then calls Mr. Trzaskowski, but gets his wife instead to report the problem. Just then the doorbell rings and it's Mr. Trzaskowski, supposedly, and he comes in, and after he's inside, he starts to attack her. So she's fending him off, but he's got her in a headlock when Clark busts through the door and tells him to let her go. She falls to the ground while this dude runs away. And I don't know why he doesn't just grab him, but he
Or
goes
trip
over to
him,
Lois.
or
Trip
do
him,
anything.
something. Yeah. He runs away. He's long gone. And Clark goes over to Lois and does mouth to mouth. And he saves her again.
I like how she bites the dude.
Yeah, she was feisty.
And a high kick.
Yeah. She has taken some courses in self-defense, that's for sure.
As we go through the series, Lois will get in many fights and be attacked many times. And it's interesting her selective use of martial arts and when she just sort of just sits there and gets kidnapped or whatever. Like sometimes she fights back and other times she doesn't seem to know how.
Yeah. So Lois calls out for Clark and holds him around his neck. Clark starts to get up to go get the bad guy, and she holds him closer, saying,
Please don't leave.
Okay, I'm here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
So cute.
The melt.
So cute.
Yeah.
Poor Lois. She almost died.
I know. I'm feeling the warm fuzzies in this moment, for sure. So Clark just holds on to her on the ground, and it's like the sweetest shot. It's like starts real close with the two of them, and then we get an overhead shot looking down, and it's really sweet. So Lois and Clark now are walking out of the elevators of the planet, and Perry tries to tell Lois to be careful. She admits that she's probably safer surrounded by a lot of people, so the planet is a perfect place for her. Clark mentions this guy can make himself look like anybody, and that strikes a memory in Lois about her discussion with Winninger about Mr. Makeup. She calls for Jimmy to look up Sebastian Finn because they, Winninger, Trevino, and Finn, were all in a photo together. So now Lois and Clark are walking the streets together, and Lois is freaked the F out. She's looking around and like seeing everyone on the street, thinking he could be anybody. So at the Rainforest Consortium, Trevino is speaking. Lois asks her about the death of Dr. Winninger. Trevino says she was shocked about his death. Then Lois asks her about her opinion on the ozone layer and how she feels about increased male potency. Trevino looks shocked and asks her name and calls her out for being inappropriate, then saying no further questions. Some dude looks at her from the stage, and you know he's up to no good. Clark and Lois get up to start walking away, and Clark's calling her out for not making the greatest choice with her boldness. Just then, that dude who walks over telling Lois that Trevino will discuss anything that she'd like with Lois, but privately. And he looks at Clark. Wink, nudge, get lost. Clark insists that he is still going with her. So there he goes. He takes them back up the stairs to the roof where he closes the door after Lois walks through. Yep, this guy is definitely going to try to kill her.
And Clark's reflexes here are pitiful. Absolutely pitiful.
Superhero.
You are Superman. You stopped that door from closing in the first place. Where is your brain, dude?
Or just open it.
Yeah, just open it.
Just open it.
Nope.
It's
Gotta roll
not
my
like
eyes first and go change into Superman.
I know. Well, he does X-ray the door and sees that Lois is doing well fending off for herself. So he's just
But
like,
he has
okay,
the other
got this.
fending is great, but that other guy has a gun. Okay,
Yeah.
get there faster.
Yeah.
Hurry up. Because he is pretty slow.
Yeah. Not the best choice here. Superman flies to the roof and we see Lois popping up and down like little moving targets all around the roof. And I'm sitting here going, is she not getting whiplashed right now?
Like he just uses her as a target. What the heck?
What are the Nintendo games where the dog or I don't know.
Duck
Do you know what
Hunt.
game I'm talking? Duck Hunt.
It's
Yeah.
Duck Hunt. The duck the dog rising out of the bushes with the two ducks and coming back down. That is exactly what I thought too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can talk all day about the special effects and how 1993 they were, but just comparing the show's effects against itself and allowing for the 1993-ness of it all, I am still gonna say this. These effects are some of the worst on the show, at least thus far. Superman looks like he is carrying a cardboard cutout of Lois and holding it and flying it around. And then later he looks like he's holding a cardboard cutout of the bad guy and flying it up and down. And I'm not sure if it's a cardboard cutout or if it's computer graphic something. But it is the dumbest looking crap this show has put out so far, and I'm calling it out.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
I laugh
bad.
every single time I see the scene. It's just, it makes me laugh. It's so ridiculous.
Funny. It is funny because you're like,
Yeah.
what was this choice?
Yeah.
We
I
saw you
almost
do
love
better.
it because it's so dumb. I think that's why I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think
And the
watching her
music.
like go the music and her
Yeah.
she's like squinting like, oh, don't get me. Yeah. It's super cheesy and I live for the cheese.
Yeah.
Too funny.
No. It's ridiculous.
So anyway, they finally land on the roof together and Superman heats up the gun that this guy's holding, then grabs him and flies off. Ta-da.
Julie, any info on where this rooftop scene was shot?
I saw there was like Wilshire on one of the buildings, so I'm thinking it's probably like Wilshire Boulevard, somewhere over in there,
Okay,
downtown.
we'll do some Google satellite, looking down because there's very distinct dome
Very
things
distinct.
on
Yeah.
top of this building.
Mhm.
I think we should try to go on that roof and play some like
And
hide
play
and
some
seek.
duck hunt.
Trampoline.
Duck hunt, hide and seek.
I'll just bring my cutout of Teri back here.
Yeah.
And we'll just
And if they won't let us on the roof, we could buy a kite and tape her to the kite, fly the kite up there.
Perfect. No one would think
Yeah.
that's
No.
weird.
No, not weird at
We
all.
fit right in.
Terry Hatcher flying around LA. In the next scene, Sebastian Finn, the guy who just tried to kill Lois, is sitting on a bench and Clark is standing behind him. When Lois runs up to them, Clark tells Lois, Superman had to run or fly. I told him we'd wait for the police. And I can only imagine the theatrics Clark went through to pull off that switcheroo behind Sebastian without Sebastian noticing. Like, oh, hi, Superman. Oh, hi, Clark. How are you? I'm fine. I have to go. Okay, bye. How did that work? I don't know. Lois yanks off Superman. Sorry.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Lois
Wait,
yanks
she yanked off his what?
What is happening?
This is a different show. Keep going. I want to know.
Lois yanks off Sebastian's wig and facial hair and confronts him, asking him why he was trying to kill her. And then she hands the wig to Clark. Just here, take this. And
There you go.
Clark's face is like, ew.
Yes.
Sebastian won't say much, but he does say that the reason he wanted to kill Lois was because she could identify him. Lois disputes this, but Sebastian's like, nah, that's how it works, whatever.
Did you guys see that Superman had bent the chair around the guy's lap so he couldn't get up?
I looked to see if he was restrained. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it was like metal bent in the chair, which I thought was kind of interesting because he does the same thing to the guy we just talked about earlier, the makeup guy from Full House in that episode.
Joey. Dave Coulier.
Yeah. Didn't he do the same thing?
Yeah. That's why this is so similar for me. I totally get these two confused.
Two makeup guys, he restrained him the same way by bending the chair around him.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. They stole it. They were like, what do we do? Let's do the same thing we did with the other makeup episode.
No one will remember that. That was season 1 stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely with Chip Off the Old Clark, you feel like they looked back at this episode and were like, man, we had a really good idea there, but that wasn't a great episode. Let's reuse the idea. And we're like, actually, maybe don't.
Maybe don't do it.
No.
I just thought that was interesting that they did the same thing for the same kind of villain.
Yeah.
Whatever. Moving on.
Well, good noticing, because I was looking for restraints and I just thought, oh, he's just sitting there? Like, why would, okay. Back at the Daily Planet, Lois, Clark, and Jimmy are all at their respective desks, and then they suddenly converge. Each has something to share. Jimmy goes first. He says that he found out that the FBI thinks Sebastian Finn has been a successful hitman for years. Yeah, right. You tried 4 times with Lois and failed them all. Come on. Lois says her information that she has can top that. She goes on to tell us about the love triangulating that went on between Barbara Trevino, Vincent Winiger, and Sebastian Finn. And I wish I cared. Clark says...
Amen, sister.
Clark says he can top both of those bits of info. So, okay, this is going to be really good, right? This is going to be better than FBI saying, successful hitman. This is going to be better than love triangles. Clark says his news is that Dr. Hubert has agreed to talk with them. That's it. Come on, Clark. Anyways, Lois, okay, so then a little while later, Lois is typing at her desk, and Clark asks if she's about ready to go home because he wants to walk her home and make sure she's safe. She tells him no, she's still working, so Clark offers to wait. But Lois says there's no need, the bad guy's in jail. So Clark reluctantly leaves, and he gives her arm a cute little touch on the way out, which she doesn't seem to mind, so yay. No sooner has Clark stepped out when Lois's phone rings. She picks it up, and it's Barbara Trevino.
Hi, Lois. Barbara Trevino here.
I missed you after the press conference.
No, I believe it was I who missed you.
You want to tell me what this is all about?
I think I'd like to tell you when I see you. And that should be soon. Very soon.
Definite creep vibes.
Yeah.
We cut to Clark's apartment, where he's making a smoothie in a blender and licking his fingers constantly. Then he also uses the fingers to blend the smoothie. Lois is knocking at his door, so he zooms over to her and lets her in and offers her some of the smoothie that he just, finger blended. But she declines.
Okay, they've kissed. He's done CPR. He's done CPR on her. At this point, fine.
Okay. Anyway. So, in Clark's defense, he did not know Lois was coming over when he made his smoothie. So Clark is really sweet, and he asks Lois what's up, and she starts to kind of stammer and hem and haw, and it comes out that she just feel...
Well, I guess that I would just feel a lot better if I could...
Stay here tonight.
Yeah.
And then they do a hug, and it's super close and tight and very sweet. And fade out. The next morning at the Daily Planet, we hear Perry saying that they have added extra security to the building. No one gets in or out without special ID. This has always made me laugh, even as a teenager, because every episode, not including the pilot, whenever they talk about having security at the Daily Planet, it is always abysmal. It is always never works. Anyone who wants to can get in, always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're looking at you, Fly Hard.
Fly hard. Oh my goodness. Over and over and over.
There's a couple lines that I really, really like where he says to Lois, or Clark says to Lois, "Excuse me for caring." And she makes a cute comment, "I love that you care."
I love that part.
So sweet.
It's so sweet.
So, remember how Dr. Hubert agreed to meet with Lois and Clark? Well, he's still up for it, only he's insisting they go to him. He's at Vincent Winninger's place for whatever reason. Which got me thinking, maybe they were roommates. Because, you know, at the beginning when Vincent Winninger gets shot, he sees the killer who is dressed up in makeup like Dr. Hubert. And all he says to him is like, "Oh, you're back early." He doesn't say, "How did you get in?"
True.
So it's like Dr. Hubert had a key. So I'm thinking they live together. It's not canon, but that's how it is. Okay. So Lois is like, "Okay, let's go to this interview." And Clark says, "I thought maybe I would go. You could stay here where it's supposedly safer." And Lois isn't having it. So there's a cute quote here that I feel almost feels out of place at this point in the episode, even though I like the quote. So the quote is, Clark says to her, "You are really high maintenance, you know that?" And Lois says, "But I'm worth it." And we get the cute little jazzy music and everything. I love the quote, but right here in this episode is a weird spot for it, I feel like. It feels like more of like an end of the episode finisher quote, but other than that, it's fine. So they meet with Dr. Hubert, and it's like blah, blah, blah. He tells them that Vincent Winninger had discovered a rare plant in the rainforest that helps with increased male potency. And in case you were keeping track, that's the 5th mention of increased male potency in this episode. And Barbara Trevino knew about it and wanted to exploit it. We hear a lot about the rainforest. Like, there's one, the rainforest. But whatever, 1994. Clark also gives a very cringy line here. Does anyone want to quote him?
Better sex through science. Is that the one?
I hate it. Back at the Daily Planet, Rahalia has officially quit, and they've replaced her with a cleaning lady that looks like she got dragged out of retirement. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. It's Barbara Trevino in disguise. Clark, meanwhile, is telling Lois that he's going to go out for a little bit, and he makes her promise to stay put at the Daily Planet. She asks where he's going, and he says that he's going to look for Barbara Trevino, which she scoffs at this for good reason, because, like...
Where's he going to do?
Yeah. You're just going to walk around Metropolis?
Hello? Yeah, and he doesn't have anything to really say about this, except "I have my way." It's like, okay, Clark, sure.
Does not compute. Okay.
He does not.
He's just gonna walk. He's just gonna walk around with a photo of her. "Have you seen this person? Have you seen this person?"
He's gonna get a cardboard cutout of her and like pop it up.
Funny.
But Clark is still reluctant to leave Lois alone, but Jimmy pipes up and says he'll stick around so that someone is with Lois, and Clark's like, "Okay, Jimmy, cool." Lois has Jimmy go refill her coffee mug, and then she's using a pencil, and it breaks. She has no more pencils. I just love that this is the catalyst for her to go to the storeroom, because instead of just swiping one from Clark's desk or Jimmy's desk, oh no, she must go to the supply room of danger.
The supply room of danger.
No, wait a minute. The supply room? Could it be the supply room from the pilot that Clark went into where he and Perry had their awkward conversation?
Uh-huh.
No, it is sadly not the same storeroom.
No.
That door had a window. This one has a solid door, empty water jugs, an old monitor, and a bunch of binders with weird stuff written on them. Julie probably also paused.
I did pause. I was like, what in the world?
So, where were we? Lois has gone to the storeroom for pencils, and Barbara Trevino, dressed as the janitor, sneaks up on her and shuts the door and points a gun at Lois. Barbara demands that Lois give up the notebook of Vincent Winninger's, that one loose end besides Lois. Lois stalls for a bit while Barbara, for some reason, takes off her wig and shakes out her hair. And she's still got like
Why?
gray eyebrows, though. It's the creepiest thing.
Yeah.
This may be a Christmas episode technically, but this is more a Halloween episode, honestly.
Uh-huh.
She could have
Anyway,
just stayed dressed, shot Lois, and then left inconspicuously.
Yeah.
But no.
Why do the bad guys have to spill their guts before they murder someone? Like, I'm going to explain everything to you right now instead of just, doing away with you.
Well, anyway, it's not a good look. And Lois is smart, though. She pretends that Jimmy has suddenly shown up behind Barbara. And when Barbara turns to look, Lois makes a move and the two of them start to fight. The gun goes off, which must attract some attention because a minute later, just as Lois is being strangled again, Jimmy comes into the room and manages to pull Barbara off of Lois. And I'm still not understanding how Barbara got the upper hand on Lois. Barbara's an old lady. Lois is a kick-ass martial artist lady. How is this happening again? But you know what? It's great because Jimmy gets to be the hero, and I love that for Jimmy.
Though she does slam her. She does slam her up against those shelves. That's was
true.
painful.
Maybe she got a little knocked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Lois, not a scratch on her when this is all said and done, which is great. A few seconds later, Superman shows up. But by now, Lois is holding the gun and Barbara is no longer a threat. And Lois says something like, "Cutting it close there, aren't you, big fella?" Superman takes Barbara away, presumably to a police station, who knows. And then he flies to Brazil, where the Rainforest is about to go kaboom. He orders a worker guy to stop because he's about to push the TNT lever thingy, but the guy doesn't listen, so Superman breaks the wire leading to the dynamite trigger, and the rainforest is saved.
Yay.
Back at the Daily Planet, Kat comes up to Lois, and they have a little conversation in which Kat wants to know if Lois was scared. Lois won't really admit to it and wonders why Kat is pressing this issue. And Kat kind of breaks down here.
Okay. I write as well as you do. I'm vastly more fun at parties, but you are the star here. The chief's little favorite. In on all the action. Oh, and when you get in trouble, look who's hanging around to come to the rescue. Not only a cute guy, but also a god in a cape.
But
no. You asked. I'm answering. Lois, you have something the rest of us just don't have, all right? So it would be nice for once, just once, that you could admit that you have bad days and problems and fears just like the rest of us.
And in the end, Lois admits that, yeah, she was a lot scared. And I really like this scene between Lois and Kat.
Me too. Sweet. It made Kat seem like a real person who's not just a sexed up, like, gossipy cartoon version of herself. Yeah.
Well, and she admits that, basically she's jealous of Lois because Lois has everything and she doesn't. So it kind of it humanizes Kat more.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, just prior to this for a few episodes, Lois was still making some really snide digs at Kat. And I feel like going forward, there are a few little things, but it's not as, it feels like something shifts here.
Yeah.
And I like that. Okay. So Clark appears after Kat walks away. Clark appears and he acts like he's totally clueless about everything that has happened in the last couple of hours. Barbara trying to kill Lois, Jimmy saving Lois, Superman taking Barbara to jail. Clark says, "Anything happened while I was gone?" And Lois and Jimmy are like, "Nope."
Not a thing.
Ho, ho, ho.
And Lois wants to be walked home.
I thought you might want to walk me home.
I thought you didn't need a bodyguard.
Who said anything about a bodyguard?
And they lock arms, and it's super cute because, they're friends.
Yep. And she wants to spend time with him. I thought that was the cutest line to end on.
Well, couple things I want to say about this episode, and you guys have anything more that you wanted to point out. One thing is, so Witness is one of only 2 episodes that I know of that was running a little short in the time. It needed to run 46 minutes. It was really only running about 45. So they did a thing at the beginning of this episode when it aired where it was like tonight on Lois and Clark, and it gave us a little preview. Do you know the other episode where that happens? Can you remember? Trivia.
I was actually trying to think of this. They only did this a couple times within the whole series. They did it once in 4th season, right? During the murder trial?
That may have been a previously on Lois and Clark deal.
Maybe
that
it
happened
was.
a
Yeah,
few
that's
times.
true. That was. Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
I
but
feel
a
like they
tonight
really only-
on Lois and Clark, as far as I know, only happened twice.
I have no idea.
All right. The other is Target Jimmy Olsen, actually. So, yeah. And if
Yeah.
you do look on streaming, the episode lengths, you will see that this one and that one run at 45 because they have taken that bit out.
Oh, wow.
I did kind of write down, like, why did they do that? That's a good point. That's probably why they did it, because they needed to add something.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want
And
more
then-
of a makeup montage.
Yeah, no, they were probably like, just stretch the makeup part. Stretch it out a little bit longer. And then they take the good parts out of episodes like Honeymoon in Metropolis with the shower scene, and they have to cut stuff out. Can you add them in here where we need more? Like, it doesn't matter if it doesn't go, just put it in. We're good.
Previously on Lois and Clark, but you didn't get to see, and then you just cut to the shower, and then they're like,
Yeah,
but tonight on Lois and Clark, we're like, come on, get it back.
Go back.
Come back.
Any thoughts on they had the killer come back into the bathroom and wash his hands and do the whole soap routine, and then later in the episode they kind of ask, why did he do that? And Lois kind of throws out, well, maybe he didn't like germs, maybe he was trying to wash blood off his hands. They never answer it, and we never get an answer. So any thoughts on what that was about, or are we just going to leave that as one of the mistakes?
I also thought that was kind of weird. I wrote down, why exactly did he... I mean, usually when you go to a crime scene, you're like murdering somebody, you do clean up and like get rid of your fingerprints. But why wasn't he just wearing gloves if that was the case? Yeah, it was weird. But they needed him to get into that bathroom with her, I guess. But it was weird. And then having him throw away the soap wrapper and then coming back for the soap wrapper. Like, what? But he
I
did
think they were
steal
trying
the
to buy
towel.
time.
Yeah, I don't know. More suspense, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to find her? Is he going to find her this time? Maybe when he comes back, he'll find her. Nope.
It seemed like they were taking notes from Murder, She Wrote in that scene. Their competition. I mean, maybe, like that was their competition. I don't know.
One of those questions I always had. My other question being, which we've already kind of touched on, was the whole like, this is Christmas time, but she has her window open while she's chopping her lettuce. The window is like, breeze is blowing in. You hear a cat howling out. I'm like, is this really supposed to be December? Because you're not convincing me at all.
Did you guys notice any continuity issues at all since the episodes were switched?
So this episode was originally shot as episode 11. So as we've been watching this episode, Honeymoon, and All Shook Up, it's been really interesting to try to look at them and go, does it really matter which order you watch these episodes in? And I'm interested to hear if you guys have seen anything or noticed anything that makes you think you like this order doesn't work. What are your thoughts?
I don't think I really noticed anything like continuity wise that was a problem. And I was looking for it and I didn't, not really. I can understand why they switched it around, because I know they said it was because they thought it was weaker and the previous several episodes were so strong and they're trying to gain an audience. I can see why they did it. And I think it was fine. I didn't see any issues with it. This would have been the first appearance of Inspector Henderson, though, I believe, right?
Right. But I like the way he's introduced here. He's introduced as if he's already been here.
We already
like
know
Lois. All Shook Up. He's introduced as they already know each other. So I don't see an issue there.
So no problems with that. Nope.
Lex isn't in this one, so he doesn't factor in. The only thing, I mean, there were a couple things I was thinking of with Lois and Clark spending so much time together in Honeymoon in Metropolis. If you think of that one happening before this one, I think it kind of works that she wants to stay over at his place in this episode because she feels comfortable after spending time with him in Honeymoon in Metropolis. I think that works. The other thing I think works is that in All Shook Up, she makes a dig at Kat. And then in this one, she and Kat have a nice conversation. I'm almost convinced, having watched all 3 of these episodes, that I like this order. I like the order of Witness going 13th. And I see no reason why I even ever need to go back to doing it the way it used to be. That's my take. I like this order that we have going on.
I agree.
I agree with that. Yeah.
One of the things that I always think of that comes to mind when I think of this episode specifically is their use of the color red. And I know this is very random, but that's what I always think of when I think of Witness. I think red. There's so much red in this episode, and I feel like it was a deliberate use of it. I mean, Clark's shirt was red, Lois's suit was red, Winninger's study was all red. The walls were red, the doors were red, the pillows were red. Everything was red. And it just kind of set the scene for murder and mystery and blood and like
and Christmas.
That's where my brain and Christmas, yes, and Christmas as well. But that's kind of where I feel like it was deliberate, like a nice usage of red.
Yeah, color themes. I like that. Wow, where are the college professors who are like, let's break this episode down? Julie, you just got an A.
Yay!
Symbolism. Ding ding.
Symbolism.
It's its own little character, red.
I know.
Murder mystery.
The Great Gatsby, but it's Lois and Clark, right?
Yes. Let's break it down that far. I also kind of wonder if they kind of did that first teaser part of the episode for Teri because she loves to play golf.
Is she a golfer?
She does like to play golf.
That's cool.
She has a very nice swing, whereas him, not so much.
We didn't mention the little sign on Lois's desk throughout the episode by her plant. Lois, water me.
Water me.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
Kept showing up.
I've seen that a few times. That's funny.
Cute. I wonder if Clark wrote that and put it on there.
Somebody might have. But I think we noticed, or we mentioned it one time, because that plant is dead and all of the plants in her apartment are beautiful.
Uh-huh. When she's at work, she is not thinking about plants.
She's busy. She's busy at work. So
yeah.
But why doesn't she just throw it out? It's dead for seasons. It's dead.
She needs the place to put her coffee, the coffee that she doesn't drink.
True.
Dump it in there.
True.
All right. So Julie, let me ask you, what are your top, let's say, 5 bloopers or mistakes in this episode?
Oh my. Okay. Let's start with, I have 3 that I found that were, I'll bring up. One was during the fingerprint scene where the fingerprints are on the monitor. It kept bugging me because the monitor kept showing the article changing from like a paragraph to 2 paragraphs to paragraph to 2 paragraphs. I'm like, stop. Keep it on the one screen. She's not editing it, back and forth. So that kind of bugged me. When Lois is in front of the planet, all paranoid that Mr. Makeup could be anyone on the street, the same people walk by her twice. Most notably, the Jamaican dude. And then a guy with a really bad beard. And then one that I like.
I hope he doesn't listen to our podcast.
Sorry. This definitely
a beard.
It's a fake beard. It's bad. Not sure why they went with that choice. When Lois is fighting Sebastian Finn on the roof, Superman flies in from right to left. If you slow the footage down, you will see that it's reversed footage because his S is backwards. So it must have been footage of him flying from left to right. Why they flipped it, I don't know. Because it didn't matter what direction he was flying.
I remember this one now that you mentioned it. I have seen that, but I didn't notice it watching it these times. Interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, why did they flip it? Was that a mistake that they flipped it or a choice that they wanted him flying the opposite direction? Who knows? But I'm like,
Now that I said you had to limit it, you really don't have to limit it. Do you have any more?
what, do you want to bring up some more?
Well, I have one that's always stuck out to me, even from the beginning, the early days. I think it's just a misspeak, though. I mean, it's more like what we do on our pod or what I do on the pod all the time, or to just say the wrong thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've done it a million times. So this is just a little one, though, is Perry says to Lois when he's touching her monitor, he says, "You'll want to change this part from minutes before his death to later in the day." It sounds like he says later in the day when he meant to say earlier in the day. And I think that maybe that's not a mistake. It's just a misspeak. We all do it. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I did see that.
I
too,
never do that. I never.
Jen is perfect.
I do that all the time.
I've caught myself on here saying, blah, blah, blah. It's not the first time this happens. When I meant to say, this isn't the last time this happens, I say the other one. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to go back in and fix it. We give Lane Smith a pass. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And were there any fuzzy animal companions in this episode?
I heard birds in the rainforest, but I didn't see any. Did I miss something? Because I didn't find any.
There was a picture of a frog, and I heard a cat howl.
Yeah, you can hear a cat howl too, but I didn't see any. Like, they didn't go out and hire an animal actor for any of this, right? I guess,
Not
yeah.
the picture of the frog. I do wonder. Do they hire a frog? And
a frog model.
There was the bear mouse.
The bear,
mouse. Yeah, but they probably just had him in a storage somewhere. Like, they didn't have to put him on the payroll for this. So no animals. It's okay.
It's all right. One of my jobs is to talk about any real life people, places, or events that occurred, and there are so many in this episode. Places, we had references to Washington, D.C., Brazil, and the Amazon. We heard the names Frank Sinatra, Betty Davis, Howard Hughes. Lois referenced Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston in a nod to their film The Bodyguard. Sebastian Finn brought up Rosencrantz, he's not a real guy, but he's technically a minor character in Hamlet, but more notable for the 1966 Tom Stoppard play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. We got a mention of Peyton Place, a novel by Grace Metalius, which later became a movie and then a TV soap opera. Perry brought up Ben Bradlee, one-time managing editor of the Washington Post. And, of course, subtle nod to the 1985 movie Witness, but we also got subtle nods to Howard Stern and Robin Quivers through the morning show that Lois is listening to in her apartment on her alarm clock. It was like Harold Stein and Rowena or something like that, but it's definitely referencing the Howard Stern show. That's it.
Yay.
Yay.
I thought it was kind of interesting that, I get the reference to the Bodyguard, Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner, but it's interesting to note that Kevin Costner did play Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel.
Yep.
Oh.
Way after this.
Cool. Way later.
Way later.
Jen, what is your choice for the weirdest excuse Clark makes in this episode?
I might need your help with this one because I wrote down I didn't have very many, I couldn't think of anything. Clark left Lois at the planet to go look for Barbara Trevino and left Jimmy in charge. When he comes back, he just says he's sorry he was gone so long and did he miss anything? That's not an excuse. Was there an excuse that I missed?
I would maybe
the bullets behind his back, but that's not an excuse either.
My choice would be that he says that he's psychic. He is not psychic.
Oh, you mean during the
career day?
The kid, yeah, the career day thing.
Well, he says, I don't know. I can just sense when people are in trouble.
Sort of like I'm psychic. No, you're not.
Yeah, he's not psychic. But it's not like it's an excuse for something. He didn't have to dart off and be like, oh, I have to go see my dentist. or I forgot to return these books to the library. I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything. I struggled with this week.
The one that I would maybe go with personally is the one where he says he's going to go look for Barbara Trevino, and he's like, and she says, "Well, how would you know how to find her when nobody else does?" And he just says, "I have my ways." I mean, we don't even. What does that even mean?
Yeah. Okay.
I have
But
my
I guess
ways.
I caught.
But that's not even really a lie, because wasn't he actually really doing that?
Yes, but as Superman, Clark, what are your ways, Clark?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. And that is what I wrote, but I didn't write him saying I have my ways. So I mean, I guess I just wrote Clark left Lois at the planet to go look for Barbara Trevino. And I don't know. This is a dumb one. I don't have a good one. I guess that can be it. Can that count? Okay.
Okay. Sure. You know what? It's not always clear cut. Oh, I should also mention there was a mention of Elvis in this episode. Surprise!
I am shocked.
Well, now is the time. We are going to rate this episode on a scale from A+ to F-. I wonder how this episode will do. We're going to start with Julie. Tell us, what's your rating?
Oh man, I gotta go first. Okay. This is not one that I typically would rewatch. It's not one that I'm going to go, well, I'm going to watch Witness today. But now that I have, like I said earlier, I see why they switched them around. However, I did enjoy it. I think it's better than what I originally think in my brain of this episode. It was sweet. It's quietly romantic. It showed really progression in their friendship. They're hanging out after work. They're golfing together. She invited him. That's where my brain is. She invited him along to that golfing. They're hanging out after work. They're hugging. They're feeling more secure. She's asking to stay at his place. So, with all of that, I think it's a lot better than what I thought after this rewatch. But I'm still going to give it, I went back and forth. I'm going to give it a B, which is probably higher than I would have thought before the rewatch. But I thought it was sweet. A lot of it was really sweet between them. And that's why I'm sticking with my B.
All right, how about you, Jen?
All right. Well, there were a handful of really cute Clark and Lois moments in this one. The fact that Clark wanted to bodyguard Lois. They had some really cute banter. There was that part where their faces were this close and they were like flirt arguing at the door. Just shut up with that cuteness. It was so cute. The end line was also something that got me. It wanted me to keep watching. I mean, it was like a good little cherry on top to that episode. I feel like she liked having him close to her, that he cared about her. Like there were some really cute things. The villain stuff, I didn't really care about the details and my eyes gloss over, like always with a lot of that stuff that they talk, like the Rainforest Consortium. Like I care about the Rainforest, but I do not care about the Rainforest Consortium in this episode or Barbara Trevino. But
I agree.
Putting all of that aside, I thought it was a good, decent storyline. I was back and forth between 3 different ratings, like B- all the way to a B+, because the cute moments were cute, the boring moments were eh. So I'm gonna like merge them all together, and I also gave it a B.
Yay.
Right. So I'm always going to have a soft spot for Witness because it was one of the first episodes I saw in full, and it was one of the episodes I had on tape for a long time. And it got a lot of rewatches. And I love Lois going to Clark's apartment, staying the night, Clark saving her several times as Clark. And as a teenager, I got a kick out of the career day scene and the golf scene. I really like that Jimmy gets to do something heroic, and little things like Lois is having the bear mouse in bed with her. It's cute. So because it has these cute moments and because of my nostalgia for it, I never skip this episode and I never tend to avoid it. But I would never show it to someone as an example of what the show is. It's flawed, it has gaping plot holes, and it has a few scenes that are kind of painful to watch. Pretty much anything with Barbara Trevino and wigs coming off people and makeup this and eyebrows here and there. So for me, even though I will watch it every time, Witness is going to be my first episode to get a flat out C.
All right.
Wow. All
That's
right.
fair.
And I'm shocked that I'm
See-
lower than you guys on this one. Wow.
I am,
Well,
yeah.
You know, see, I get where you're coming from because before I always think in my head what my rating is before I actually watch it. I would have said C
Oh.
originally until I
Okay.
rewatched it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go a little higher just because it is sweet.
The cute
but
parts. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bad guy stuff, bleh. Thumbs down on them because it is
Yeah.
very boring.
And if I'm
But
thinking
yes.
like the way a teacher would grade, which I know we're not exactly doing that, but like a C is just average, right? This
Mhm.
is a
It's
very
okay,
average
yeah.
episode. It's not bad, it's not good. Lois and Clark, you can do better. We believe in
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Please do better.
A C is
It's
passing.
coming.
It's a passing grade.
It's totally
So,
passing. It's totally
yeah.
passing.
It's cute. It's got the cute moments, but it's not up there. It doesn't stand out as, oh, this is a thing that happened, like Honeymoon in Metropolis, where the maid comes in. Yeah, for me. I speak for myself.
So a C
I am actually
for
surprised
me.
that mine was so high, but
Huh.
you know, I enjoyed it this time. So this
Good.
rewatch got a higher one. So
Yeah.
yay.
I know. I was thinking anywhere from B- to B+. Like I had a rate because there's different things that stood out to me, and I liked it more for different reasons and less for different reasons. So yeah. Anyway.
It also makes sense in the scheme of our last like 4 episodes and what you've rated them, because you guys have rated the last 3, not counting All Shook Up, which I love, 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 but Honeymoon in Metropolis, Pheromone, and Man of Steel Bars, you guys all shifted higher and I shifted a little lower. So
Mhm.
then I had to shift even lower for Witness, right? So
Right.
that's probably also
Yeah.
Okay.
in line with that. Yeah.
That means we're staying on course, guys. We're doing a good job. Kind of. I think
I
maybe.
think the
I don't
next
know.
one's might be my first C. We'll see. We'll
I
see
don't-
because I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched
I
it.
don't-
Maybe
I have watched it.
I don't remember.
it might
I
be
need to
lower.
rewatch
I don't
it.
know. We'll see.
Is this the Magic in the Box one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, the moon and the stars.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Now, don't go anywhere, because today we are talking about the official Lois and Clark trading cards. In 1995, Skybox International released a set of Lois and Clark trading cards based on episodes from season 1. There were 90 regular cards, 6 diffuser chip foil or glitter cards with art by Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo, and 9 puzzle cards, which, when all 9 were assembled and flipped over, they created a large picture for a total of 105 cards in the official series.
I do have an uncut sheet of the cards, which is kind of cool.
Ooh.
Like a
Wow.
full sheet.
Yeah, we need
Ooh.
pictures of all this. You could buy an entire box of random cards, a box just like this one. This one contained 36 packs. Each pack had a red foil wrapper and contained a random assortment of 8 cards and a temporary tattoo. 6 tattoo colors available. Strangely, I had a 7th one, but I now know why I had a 7th color after seeing the blue suit that turned purple. I believe I had a blue tattoo that turned purple, but there was also a jumbo box variation, which had 14 cards per pack instead of 8, and 24 packs per box instead of 36. Each box, in addition to having all those cards and tattoos, also contained one small rectangular Lois and Clark pin.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
Jen!
Jen,
Wow, really? Wow, really?
you don't have a pin?
No.
Jen
Wait.
is our...
No. Sorry, guys.
Jen is
I'm,
hyping us up. Tell me more.
yeah,
Right,
I am the
wow.
audience. I'm an audience participant right now. Like, what?
I wish
They
they
were
were
awesome.
better because they're not good. It's a bad looking pin. They could have done so much better and it makes me sad.
There were also 5 promo cards that were sent out to advertise the set. These cards go by the names LC1, LC2, LNC1, LNC2, and NSU1. LC2, for whatever reason, is rare. All of the promo cards feature images from Pheromone My Lovely. Another interesting item that was released to advertise the set, Julie, a small chocolate bar with the Lois and Clark logo printed on it. And she owns 2 of those.
I have 3.
Wow.
3 of those.
Oh, wow.
Of which there are several. I used to own one, but I was too paranoid that it would melt. So I eBayed it. And who knows, maybe you have one of them. You have my old one now.
It could be, who knows?
Yeah. So about the 90 regular cards, card number 1 features a promotional shot. The final one is a checklist. That's number 90. But number 2 through 89 are all from first season episodes. Can you guys guess which episode has the most representation? Probably an easy guess.
Probably the pilot.
It's the pilot. The pilot accounts for nearly 25% of all the pictures on the cards.
Wow.
The green glow of home, I'm looking through you, the Man of Steel bars all shook up, and Barbarians of the Planet also have some good representation. But Fly Hard only got 1 card, and Ides of Metropolis, 0.
Big fat 0.
Whoops.
Wonder why.
Bo got one.
Bo.
Why?
Bo Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard sports enthusiasts sometimes wanted to collect that one specifically.
No Phil Mickelson, though. I don't
No
think.
Phil.
Yeah.
No Phil. Sorry, Phil.
So, just for those of you who are interested in collecting your own cards, they have been an eBay staple since at least 1998. I still see entire boxes for sale sometimes. Back in the day, these would go for $25 to $30, and now they run between $40 and $60. Having bought a few boxes myself, I enjoyed the experience of opening the packs and assembling sets of cards. And now I own way more tattoos than I will ever need in my lifetime. On eBay, full sets of the 90 regular cards go for as little as $10 plus shipping. Full sets of the foil cards and the puzzle cards tend to go a bit higher, but you can usually find them for sale listed individually. And my advice for anyone looking for a certain card is to don't just buy the first one you see for sale. Shop around. You can get them for good deals if you are, careful. Someone is almost always selling Lois and Clark trading cards on eBay. So take your time, wait for a good deal. If you do decide to buy a box, I'd say it's a fun experience, but you likely won't get a full set of cards from a regular box. And you might not even get a full set of the 90 cards, and you might get 3 or 4 of the special cards. You will, though, get 36 to 48 tattoos and that pin. And the pins only ever run about $5 on eBay, so go for that.
There you go,
and
Jen.
the chocolate bar we mentioned, nearly impossible to find. I wonder how many people just ate theirs. Julie's are, I hope, safe in a cool location.
Yes, I'm not going to eat them.
No, I didn't mean to suggest you would eat them. I meant they are safe from the elements.
Oh, I don't think it'd be safe to eat at this point. Gross.
No.
They are pretty cool, though. I would remember I was really excited when they came up for auction because it's been on my want list for years and years and years, and you just can't find them. You're not gonna find one. So I remember being really excited about it. And they're cool. I have 3, like I said. One of them is sealed, and then 2 are opened. So I was able to open the box and look at the chocolate all engraved with the logo. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
How many people keep chocolate from that long ago?
So it says here that the odds of finding one of the foil cards is 1 in every 7 packs. And I get really confused between the diffuser foil and the hollow chip foil. The hollow chip foil are the 6, I believe, with the art on them. And the diffuser foil are the puzzle cards. But I'm confused anyway. It says those are in 1 of 15 packs. Weirdly, these came out in 1995. Which was about a year after the first season ended. And they only ever did the first season. Julie has a little promotional poster here.
I do. It's from Collect Magazine. So it has artwork of, obviously, Dean as Superman on the cover of Collect Magazine. And it's a little article about cards coming out soon. And then the very back of the magazine is the little ad for it. And it tells you all the specs on, you know, approximately 1 in 7 packs, blah, 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 all that stuff. But what I noticed today, and I had told you earlier, that it says the cards are from 26 exciting episodes. I feel like that's a mistake.
It's a mistake. Because I went through
Because
all the
it's not.
cards.
It's not.
Yeah. You don't even have Ides of Metropolis in there, so you only even actually have 20 episodes.
Exactly. It's not from 26 episodes. But who wants to take on the project to make season 2 cards? Should we make season 2 cards?
Yeah. Hey, Julie, you work at a print place. We could totally print some cards up. We would never get in trouble. We would never get sued.
We'll totally get sued.
We'll just
I am not
everyone.
doing
What if we
meant
made
just for us.
What if we
Oh,
made
okay.
90 virtual cards? Tell us which pictures you would like to see on these 90 virtual cards from season 2.
Then go print them yourself.
We will put photos of the trading cards, the foil cards, the puzzle cards, the pin, the boxes, the packs, and the chocolate bar. Anything that we've mentioned here, we will put that on our socials very soon, so check that out.
And by socials, Instagram.
Instagram.
And
Instagram,
Facebook.
I put it on
Facebook,
Blue
yeah.
Sky if I'm feeling ambitious.
Yes. Check out our Instagram.
Well, thank you so much for listening along with us today. Our next episode that we'll be covering is season 1, episode 14, Illusions of Grandeur.
Wait a minute. How do I find you?
You can find us on Instagram or Blue Sky as Folks Forever. That's FOLCSFOREVER. Or you can visit our website at folksforeverpod.wixsite.com/podcast. And until next time, please enjoy this incredible little ditty.
Lois saw the shadow move real fast. A scientist's secret buried in the past. She says she's fine. She waves it away. But danger's dancing. It's here to stay. Clark steps in. The quiet shield. She rolls her eyes. Her fate is sealed. Bodyguard. Oh, the irony. She doesn't want him, but he's what she needs. Invisible hero hiding in plain sight. Guardian of steel in the dead of night. He stands close, but she keeps her space. A killer's out there, leaving no trace. She says, relax.